one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to your recap show. We have a very special guest here, Albert Mirzoyan, owner of the Bad Blue Boys. Albert, welcome to the show. We wanted to hear from the 6-0 Bad Blue Boys owner and find out from you what you attribute to your record and any advice you have for the rest of the league.
Thanks, Ross. Thanks for having me. This is fantastic. So, there's a lot of recommendations that I can give all you chumps that are struggling to make up. I think Rag summarized it really, really well with his recent post. That was pretty good. What do I attribute to my success and previous successes? It's really easy. Just kind of study the game and know the players, right? Take calculated gambles and hope for the best. That's the best that I can give you guys. I can't really give you my complete formula. Then you guys are going to use it and win. But until that time comes, until you figure out how to play this really easy game, I'm just going to have to keep taking your money. So we'll go from there. And hopefully this is not going to go the way of the Rag rant, because I think this was the focal point where his team fell apart. So hopefully that same curse doesn't befall upon me. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I mean, you're 6-0. You're 2 games ahead of anybody else in the league. You have the most points scored so far this year. So we all want to know what that secret formula is, but I don't blame you for not telling everybody what that is. And looking at
it's pure mathematical genius.
Pure mathematical genius. I like it. All right, so looking to this week, Albert, you're facing Fighting Frog Swamps. So obviously you're first in happy innings. Frog Swamps is tied for first in hard times. This week you have Demaryius Thomas on a bye, so that hurts you a little bit. But having Devontae Freeman and DeAndre Hopkins, the co-MVPs for the Bad Blue Boys, I think I'm still going to go with your team this week. Fighting Frog Swamps has Marshawn Lynch coming back, but I don't think that's enough for the Frog Swamps to beat you. So I'm going to go with the Bad Blue Boys. Who do you like in the matchup?
Well, obviously I'm going to have to take myself here. I do think this is going to be a pretty close matchup. He certainly has some players that can put up a lot of points, so it's going to be a battle. But I still think that Devontae and DeAndre Hopkins are going to come pretty big for me. So I'm definitely going to take myself on here. But it's going to be close. Dr. Brendan, maybe he'll get a little wedding gift and somehow beat me. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. I agree. It will be a close one. All right, looking at the next matchup, we have Survey Monkeys versus the Grimsley Bears. Survey Monkeys coming off big performances from Chris Ivory and Calvin Johnson. He now has Eli Manning as his starting quarterback, kicked Matthew Stafford to the curb. Grimsley Bears has a 4-game winning streak now, so I think Grimsley Bears looks pretty good in this one. Survey Monkeys has lost 4 straight games. So I think Grimsley Bears is the favorite in this one. But like I mentioned, Chris Ivory and Calvin Johnson coming out strong performances. So I do think it'll be a close game, but I'll go with the Grimsley Bears in this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think dropping. I mean, I know that Stafford has been having a pretty bad year, but I really do think he's going to turn around. I mean, I bet $50 to try to get him on my team, but I think Eli is just going to collapse like he usually does. I really do not like Eli Manning. I know that he's been putting up some numbers lately, but it's very unreliable. Calvin Johnson, I mean, what can you say, right? He's one of the best wide receivers, so he'll definitely put up some points here. But other than that guy, his team is okay. I do like Grim's team. He's been doing pretty well. I think that streak is going to continue, and he'll win 5 in a row. So.
All right, so we got the same choice there. What about Thompson Takeover versus A-Town Rat Tails? Thompson Takeover inserted Christine Michael into his starting lineup this week. An interesting choice there. He lost last week. He sits 500 at 3-3. And A-Town Rat Tails is 1-5, losing 3 straight games here. Trading for Mike Evans today with with our friend Rag there. But I think I'm going to go with Thompson Takeover in this one. I think he has enough with Cam Newton and Rashad. Although Thompson Takeover, if you look at his lineup, he's got.
I mean, it's a pretty bad team, man.
Yeah, he's got Brandon LaFell in there, Stevie Johnson questionable, James Jones on a bye, Jeremy Hill on a bye, Eddie Lacy on a bye. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. I'm going with the Rat Tails on this one. Thompson Takeover. Although he's 500, he does not have a good lineup this week. I'm going to go with the Rat Tails.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, even though Jamie is 1-5, he's actually had some pretty close matchups. I mean, he should not be 1-5.
He's lost.
He's got actually he's got a pretty good team. I mean, he's got Jimmy Graham, Julius Thomas, who could at any point put up 20, 30 points. He's got Tom Brady, who's on fire. I think Jamie's going to go on a little winning streak here. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think he's going to be a bloodbath here. It's probably going to beat him by like 40 points. So
yeah, I agree.
So definitely Jamie.
I think Rat Tails on that one.
But yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Right, so looking at the next matchup, we got Washington Woo Woos versus Strip Club Casanovas. Strip Club Casanovas are without a quarterback right now. They're going to have to pick somebody up on waivers or make a trade because Aaron Rodgers is on a bye. Sammy Watkins hurt his ankle on a touchdown catch last week. So the Casanovas are struggling a little bit, as well as the Washington Woo Woos have lost 4 straight games. They made that trade for Phillip Rivers and Charles Clay, but that still hasn't worked out yet. Woo Woos is maybe starting Tevin Coleman. He might put Joseph Randle in there, but the Woo Woos are struggling as well. But you know what? I'm going to go with the Woo Woos in this one. I think Rivers, T.Y. Hilton, Alfred Morris are enough. I think both teams are struggling right now, but I think the Woo Woos have a better roster this week. What do you think?
So what I'm a little confused about, BMAC, I think he has a lot of money left. Not really sure why he didn't go for not Matthews, but
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. He should have put in at least like $50 to get him, given that Aaron Rodgers is on a bye, and he certainly cannot afford to lose a single game at this point. His team started pretty strong. I thought he was going to win a lot of games, but it's kind of went south for Max, so he's not looking too great. But then John's team, I mean, you got Coleman, who is just eating scraps from Freeman. I mean, he's not going to give you more than literally 5 points. And Alfred Morris is just garbage as of lately. So tough one here. I mean, I'm going to go with the Woo Woos because I need BMAC to lose, so he's further away from me. So Washington Woo Woos it is.
All right, so far we agree on all these. Next up, we got myself, Bergalicious versus WrestleMania. Obviously, I need to pick up a tight end or trade for a tight end. But I'm putting Andrew Luck back out there, even if he's hurt. I'm going to ride the Luck train here. Todd Gurley's coming back from a bye. Just putting Carlos Hyde in there from the trade with Chooch. And Julio Jones, I think, will be enough for me to beat WrestleMania. WrestleMania is putting Dante Moncrief into his starting lineup this week. But I think Tannehill continues his mediocre performance. He's up and down each week. So I'm going to go with myself here. Also of note, though, WrestleMania putting in Deion Sims in his tight end position. But I don't think that's enough as Matt Forte is on a bye. So I'm going to go with myself here.
So another team that I'm very confused why they did not put in for Matthew Stafford. I mean, Ryan Tannehill is absolute garbage. I'm not really sure what Snooter was thinking there. But then again, Snooter does have a pretty good team in Bell, Gore. He's got Larry Fitzgerald. He's probably taken some late steroids in his career, as well as Steve Smith, who's definitely taken steroids. So, Ross, I'm going to have to go against you here and pick Snooter. I think Snooter's just having a bad year again, like he usually does. Scores a lot of points and simply cannot win any games. So I think he's going to snap that streak and get a W here. And I need you to lose, so I need you to be 3 games behind.
All right, we'll see. We shall see.
Bacon snooter here.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we got Masturbation versus Ducktown Quackers. New York City neighbors going against one another here. Ducktown Quackers picking up Blake Bortles and putting him in his starting lineup. Ducktown Quackers, well, they're both coming off a win here. They're battling for mediocrity in the Hard Times division. But Masturbation's looking a little bit better with Rashawn McCoy coming up with a big performance. So I think I'm going to go with Masturbation in this one. But I think it will be a close game, low-scoring game. What do you think?
I mean, I still am kind of baffled that Rag is 3-3. I mean, this team is not really good.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, he has pulled it off. I'm sure that he's wondering the same thing about me, but this team is actually not that good.
Yeah.
So definitely Masturbation here. I mean, he's got some good players, and McCoy, obviously. Russell Wilson is a hit or miss. Jason Witten, I mean, it's either a touchdown, but I think he's usually puts up at least 10 points. So I mean, I think this is not going to be even a contest. So I think Masturbation takes this one pretty easily. So.
And our last matchup here, we'll make it the matchup of the week. A little sarcasm here, but both teams are 1-5, a combined 2-10 record. Fredericksburg Flying Macacos, like we mentioned, have just one win, but now have Peyton Manning, Gio Bernard, C.J. Anderson, Ronnie Hillman all on a bye. So this is going to be a pretty rough week for Jedediah. And he's facing another 1-5 team here. So this is just a horrible, horrible game all around. Kindergarten Cop inserting Matthew Stafford into his lineup. He does have Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall playing pretty well, so I think it's pretty obvious that the Kindergarten Cops win this one. But what are your thoughts here, Al?
I mean, do you really think that he's going to score 63 points? I mean, I really think he's going to score like 40 points.
Yeah,
literally 40 points, and that's giving him too much. I mean, I have no idea how he's going to fill up all these boys on a really, really, really bad team. So, yeah, without a question, I mean, Kindergarten Cop, as bad as his team is, yeah, he's going to take it by maybe 5 points. Who knows?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
pretty bad. You guys got to do better.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Work harder.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's some bad matchup right there. Can't wait to see the outcome of that one.
All right, well, there you have it. And I have one other question for you, Albert. So this weekend, we're going up to Buffalo, New York to see Brendan Kavanaugh marry Taylor Hunt. And we also have Andy Lynch and Natasha Norris / Natasha Lynch potentially having a baby this weekend, maybe mid next week. So I'm curious, we're going to have roughly half of the league engaged or married. We have our first child on the way from Andy Pooped His Pants. I'm curious who you think is the next to take the plunge and get engaged. Obviously we have BMAC engaged, not yet married. Who do you think is the next person to get engaged?
I mean, there's really only two left, right? It's either you or Rag. So it's a flip of a coin. So I guess I'm going to revert and ask you that question, Ross. When are you going to propose to Nicole?
No. We're not close. So I'm going to go with Rag and Baker in this one. But I think Chooch and Ashley could be the wild card here. They could be getting. Chooch is turning 30 next month, so I think he's another option as well. We'll throw him into the mix.
You know, he's itching that middle age, so you got enough tie to knot. So
it's true.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think of Chooch. Yeah, Chooch. I would say Chooch or Rag. So
Chooch or Rag.
Flip of a coin, probability 50-50. Maybe they can put some provide some input. So got a baby, got some engagements, and then exciting times.
I mean, like the length of this league, we're what in our 6th year? 6 years ago, I don't think anybody was engaged or had any, even thought of having children. So it's a pretty wild time. But
no,
I'm gonna go with Ragger in this one.
Just growing up, Ross. Just growing up. It sucks, doesn't it? Or it doesn't. But yeah, I guess so. Rag, my bet is on you. So let's put some money down, make some wagers, and see what happens.
I agree.
So.
All right, man. Well, thank you.
All right.
Good luck to everybody.
Absolutely, guys. Later.
All right. See ya.